Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I'm sharing with you my TBR game, Rotating Decks, where I have Uno cards help me pick my prompts to create part of my monthly TBR. So in December, things are going to be a little bit different. But before we get into that, let me tell you how I did in the month of November. So in November, I only had 2 prompts because one of the cards I pulled was a 0, which meant that I didn't have to pull a prompt, but I did have to read something. So for highest rated, I was supposed to have read Heaven Official's Blessing Volume 1 in the light novel edition by MXTX, and I am on page 103, so chapter 4. My TBR game says that I have to read 100 pages or DNF by the end of the month. As of the day that I am filming this, it is November 26th. So I still have a few more days, but I have already hit my 100 page mark, so I am giving this a pass. For Kindle Unlimited, I was supposed to read Volume 4 of the manga Real Account. I have not yet read this one. Like I said, it is only November 26th as of the day I'm filming this, so I do still have time, and I am going to go ahead and count this as a pass because I don't think it's going to be a problem for me to finish 1 volume of manga before the end of the month. So we're going to go ahead and pass that. And then for the 0 that I got, which meant that I could read whatever I want, I decided to read Bungo Stray Dogs Volume 1 in the light novel, which is Osamu Dazai's Entrance Exam. This is by Kafka Asagiri and illustration by Sango Harukawa. I have read this, so that's a pass as well. So no punishments for the month of December. As I mentioned a little earlier, December is going to be a little bit different in the fact that there will be no punishments if I don't finish my TBR for my TBR game in the month of December. Nobody wants to start the year off on a bad note with punishments. So I am going to go ahead and give myself a reprieve and say that if I don't finish the things that I pull for my TBR game in the month of December, I am not going to punish myself in the month of January. One other reason why this is coming into effect is because in December, I plan on doing my Manga Advent Calendar Project again. My Manga Advent Calendar Project took a back seat last year to my TBR game, and it meant that I did not finish all of the manga that I wanted to for that project. So this year, the Manga Advent Calendar Project is the predominant project that I will be working on in the month of December. Therefore, anything that I pull for this month in my TBR game will take a backseat, which is why I'm not pulling any punishments, or I'm not instituting any punishments if I don't finish the things that I pull for the month of December. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, not only do I plan on doing my Manga Advent Calendar selections, which if you're interested in knowing about my Manga Advent Calendar project this year, you can find my announcement video down in the description box below, and that will explain what I am doing throughout the month of December as far as that project goes. But I also have my Monochrome Manga Club selections. Now, the Monochrome Manga Club is an in-real-life manga club that I host at a local Barnes & Noble. Each month we read 2 first-in-a-series reads, and we have 2 continuing series reads. And so I do have to read those selections as well so that I can talk about them with my manga club members. So, without further ado, let's get to December's game of rotating decks, and I will be back with you in a bit to share with you what I will be reading for the Monochrome Manga Club, as well as what I plan to read for the selections that I choose for this month's game. Okay, so here's the setup for December's round of rotating decks. I know I put out the punishment deck, but we are not doing any punishments in the month of December. So that's just there for decoration. As per usual, I have already shuffled the deck, so I am going to have my daughter cut the deck so that you know that I don't know what is on the top of this deck. This month we are still playing with the Uno Disney Parks edition. I believe this is the third round with this edition though. So if we don't get a wild, I will be automatically changing out the deck in January. So yeah, I'm going to have my daughter come over here and cut the deck like I had mentioned, and we will get started. Okay, so we're going to pull 3 cards as per usual. Let's get started. Pull 1 is, that is a wild. So we're going to shuffle out the deck right away, but that also means that I get to choose whatever I want to read for this prompt. So let me go ahead and get a new deck, and I will be right back. Okay, we are back. So I have chosen the Peanuts, Vintage Peanuts set. So we'll be ending the year with the Vintage Peanuts set, provided we don't get another wild. I think I had said that I could choose whatever I want to read for that. I don't think that's the case. I think it was I get to choose whatever color prompt. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. What color do I want? Let's go with red, since it is a color of the season. So I'm just going to pull off the top here. That says Cloud Library. So that just means to read something off of Cloud Library. Easy enough. Okay, next prompt is, that is a yellow 9. And the prompt is, bought in 2016. So that just means I have to go to my Goodreads shelf and choose one that was bought in 2016. And our last prompt will be, that is a skip. So that means I don't have to read anything for that prompt, which is wonderful. So that will conclude this year's rounds of rotating decks. So we will go ahead and do January's, continuing with the Vintage Peanuts deck, which is one of my favorites, if I'm to be honest. And I think I can work with this. So let me go ahead and get some selections pulled for these prompts, and I will be back with you in a bit to share with you what I have pulled for these selections. Okay, so we are back. I have to say that I am pretty pleased with the selections that came about during the game. You will notice that I forgot to have my daughter cut the new deck, the Peanuts deck. We're just going to say that I've had a very long day, and my daughter's actually not feeling too good. She has a bit of a stomach bug, and so I didn't think that she was even going to be able to get out of bed to do the cut for me, but she just happened to be getting a drink of water and such, and so she was able to make that pull, and I just completely forgot to have her cut the deck the second time. So we're just gonna give me a little bit of a pass. This is all in the name of giving myself a reprieve for the end of the year. I didn't even notice until we had finished filming, and I was like, oh no. But it's all good. It's all good. It is almost 8 o'clock at night as I'm filming this right now. It has been a very long day. So let's just leave that as it is. And we'll get into what I will be reading for the Monochrome Manga Club first. So like I said, the Monochrome Manga Club is an in real life manga club that I host at local Barnes & Noble. We're actually not hosting it at the Barnes & Noble in December because of the heavy traffic and stuff, plus the date of the meeting is actually right before Christmas, so that's probably when the mall is at its heaviest traffic. So we are actually going to do a video chat meeting in the month of December. I'm not opening that up to any viewers, just so that you know. However, we do have a Discord, and if you'd like to read these selections and chat along with us, you can do that the day after we have our meeting. So the chat threads will be open and available to chat in on Christmas Eve. So if you'd like to read these selections along with us, you can definitely do so and chat with us about them then. So as far as our selections go, our 2 first in the series selections will be The Geek X Hitman Volume 1 by Kodai. This is published by Yen Press, rated teen. This is about an ex-hitman who's very good at his job, and during the course of his work, he comes across this really cute figurine, and he needs to know where it's from, what it's about, and everything like that. And he ends up diving headfirst into the world of anime, manga, and video games. So I'm really excited to check this one out. So that is the Geek X Hitman. That actually came out just recently, as well as this one, which was a selection that was actually requested by one of my Manga Club members, and that is Villains Are Destined to Die. This is a manhwa, or Korean comic, by Suo. Original story by Gwon Gyo-ul. This one is published by Issei Press, which is an imprint of Yen Press, and this is rated teen. This is an otome game isekai, which basically means that our main character goes into the otome game. I believe that's what this is. And our tagline is, a villain living life in hard mode, whose every path leads to death. I believe our main character in here is the villain, and in this otome game, or becomes the villain in this otome game. And so I'm really interested in seeing what this one's all about. This one is full color. So the pages inside are full color, and that's just the same as our cover, but I'm very, very interested in this title. And I'm glad that our Manga Club member was interested in it as well. So I'm really looking forward to checking this one out. So those are our first 2 reads that we will be reading. And then we will be continuing 2 series with volumes 11 and 12 of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. This one is by Koyoharu Gotoge, published by Viz, rated teen. And then we will also be continuing Sailor Moon in the Eternal Edition with volume 9. This is by Naoko Takeuchi, published by Kodansha, rated teen. So if you'd like to read any of these with us, like I said, you can join our chatter threads on Christmas Eve. Now, let's get to what I have chosen for the prompts. So the first card was a wild, and this just meant that I could pick whatever color prompt that I wanted. I had a little bit of a brain fart there. I did go back and check my rules. It was pick any color prompt that I wanted. So I decided to go ahead and pick red, since red is a color of the season, and I got Cloud Library. So Cloud Library is one of the apps or borrowing apps that are available to me from one of the library systems that I have access to. And so I'm actually going to choose Robert Jordan's The Eye of the World. This is the first book in the Wheel of Time series. Recently, Sandra from Got a Thing for Things has announced a read-along for the Wheel of Time series. They are going to be doing 2 books. I always say 2 books. 2 months per book. And I did get a little bit of a head start in this. So I am on like a page 186. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and count this for my read of the month. And we'll just say that as long as I don't get to 50% of this book before December starts, that I am good to go with this. And then my 100-page limitation does not apply because we're not punishing ourselves. So I do foresee that I am going to have time to read this because I am primarily listening to this on audiobook. And I'm listening to the narration by Rosamund Pike, who I believe plays Moraine in the adaptation. So, yes, we are going to go ahead and count this. Robert Jordan's The Eye of the World. Now, for the second prompt, I got a yellow 9. Oh, that's upside down. very fitting because I think a lot of people watch Charlie Brown around the holidays. And so I've been wanting to play with that deck for a while. And this prompt brought in 2016. Bought in 2016. See, it's been a long day. So that just meant I had to go to my Goodreads shelf that is labeled Bought in 2016 and pick something off of that shelf. Luckily, that shelf for me has quite a few books that I haven't read on it. And so there was a good selection of things. And so in going through them, I have found Volume 1 of Yowamushi Pedal. This is by Wataru Watanabe, published by Yen Press, rated teen. This is actually one of the volumes that I was supposed to have read for my Manga Advent Calendar Project last year, which I still haven't read. So I did purchase this in 2016, and so I will be reading this. This is a story about a high school bicycle club and how our main character here, whose name is Onoda Sakamichi, he is actually coming to high school and he's riding his, like, they call it a mama bike. Basically, it's just a regular non-racing bicycle. And it's got a little, like, basket in the front and things like that. And he ends up riding his bike to school. Like, he rides his bike everywhere else to get to places. And he's really excited about joining the school's anime club. Well, the anime club has kind of been disbanded because there's not enough members. And Onoda is, like, really disappointed in this. But his bike riding up the backside of the school in his non-racing bike has caught the eye of one of his classmates, who actually is also new to the school and wants to join the bicycle club. He's competitively bicycled in other tournaments and things and wants to join this school's bicycle club to, like, compete in inter-high and all of that. And he ends up making friends with Onoda and kind of leads Onoda to the path of joining the bicycle club. And then we follow this team from this school in racing their, like, tournaments and things and trying to get to inter-high and all of that. So it's a really interesting story. We just finished a rewatch of the first 2 seasons of this anime, I think. And now we're on the 3rd. So I really, really enjoy the series. The art style is very different from the anime. So I'm a little bit apprehensive, but I know I love the story. And so I'm really excited about reading this. This is still an ongoing series. And so part of the reason why I'm also apprehensive about starting this is because not all of the volumes are out yet. And so I think, though, we are about 20 volumes in, and each of these volumes have 2 volumes inside. So I should be okay. So, yes. In any case, this is what I will be reading for Bought in 2016. And then my last card was a skip, which is awesome because I don't need to read anything for that. So, that is everything that I have chosen to read for my TBR game. Now we'll see if I am able to read all of that, plus do my Manga Advent Calendar Project during the month of December. Like I said, if you're interested in hearing about my Manga Advent Calendar Project, that link is down in the description box below. And I am also putting that project first and foremost as far as my reading goes in December. So if you want to follow me throughout that journey, definitely check out my Vlogmas videos, which will be up on Wednesdays in the month of December. I'll also be doing a bunch of other advent calendars for that as well. And yeah, so that will complete everything for my TBR game. Let me know down in the comments below if you have some big reading plans as far as any projects that you're planning to do or readathons you're planning to participate in. I do want to try to softly participate in the Christmathon readathon, which is like an Advent style readathon, I believe, which is hosted by Gemma from Bookish Gems, and I'm sorry, I cannot remember the other person's name, but I will link them both down in the description box below if you're interested. I can't plan for that one because it's an Advent style readathon, but I'm trying to softly participate in that one in the month of December. So yeah, let me know if you're planning on participating in any Christmas readathons, or if you've got any projects going on. Do you plan on participating in Vlogmas? I'd really love to know. If nothing else, you would just like to let me know that you were here. If you could leave me a bicycle emoji down in the comments below, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.